And we wrote a whole bunch of scripts. We had a little thing. We're starting this movie tomorrow. Where are you guys? What's going on? Either, you know, put up or shut up. Are, you know, big hedge fund people and stuff, and I know them. So, and they said, oh yeah, we were always for the movie and everything. But, and I kind of agree. I kind of believe a couple of them that did. But as I say, I did Star Wars, huge hit, and then I was doing. Then I did Indiana Jones, huge hit, and then
yeah, but then
buy your company. We'll buy it for. You know, I think they were offering me $200 million, which at the time was a lot of money. And they said, look, we'll guarantee that in 5 years, that $200 million will be worth $1 billion. Because we're sitting on a gold mine here. It's just sitting here not doing anything. And I said, you know, it's tempting, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not a good CEO of a big public corporation. I will never, ever work for a public corporation. Even at a young age, I was very smart. I said, I know what that's like. If there's anything I don't like with the studios telling me what to do, it's even more with the government telling me what to do. So it was not an easy road. Nobody wanted those movies. Everybody wanted Indiana Jones, but nobody was willing to pay for it, except you. And you know, it's hard to convince people in the end that, you know, 90% of nothing is not as worth as much as 10% of something. And they've always said, well, we got to get the 90%. I said, well, then go someplace else. You know, so what happened is because of my stubbornness and my wanting to be free to do whatever I wanted to do and be creative and do what I wanted to do without anybody telling me what to do, I then did which I just told you, never invest in movies. That's rule number 1. That's 101 in the movie business. In the movie business, we call them suckers. And there's always suckers. It's like a Carney thing. It's like, you know, and finally, you know, in the last, I don't know, what, 15, 20, 30 years, even the studios realized that they were suckers and that maybe they should get other people to go and finance the movies. But, you know, we went through Dennis and we went through international Panamanian Laotian corporate conglomerates who were financing movies and everything. I just said, look, I'm tired of this. I'm going to finance my own movies. I'm going to take all the money I made on American Graffiti, all the money I made on Star Wars, and I'm going to finance my next movie myself, which obviously does, about the dumbest thing you could do. And of course, nobody could believe I would do it. But I did it, and because I had a lot of confidence in it, and you know, sequels don't always work. Everybody thinks they do, but there's a lot of dead sequels sitting out there. And so that's when I said, okay, I'm going to be independent. I started Lucasfilm. I started doing all this on my own, and you know, running my company, and started into licensing, which wasn't a very big deal before that, except at Disney. And you know, and then when I decided I was going to retire, I said, well, who am I going to give this to who can make it go? Educational programming, put it on network television for 3 years. I became independent. I started Lucasfilm. I started doing all this on my own, and you know, running my company, and started into licensing, which wasn't a very big deal before that, except at Disney. And you know, and then when I decided I was going to retire, I said, well, who am I going to give this to who can make it go for another 100 years?